Let me rewind a little bit and, come to what you've been dealing with, and you've been at the center of all of it. Till about July 6th or 7th, things seem to be going fine with in our negotiations with the US. Then in a matter of weeks, we had a tariff of 25%, then another 25% on top of that. What went wrong in these few weeks?
Well, I think the US-India relationship is one of the most consequential relationships on the globe today. We are two very large democracies. We believe in the rule of law. We are allies and friends for long. We have had certain blips, like we had the sanctions post the nuclear tests in 1998.
Yes.
I look at this only as one more situation which will pass as there's a deeper understanding of the reality of the situation. And I'm very confident this relationship will only strengthen in the years to come.
And how soon do you expect things to resolve?
It could happen soon enough. It may take some time. Irrespective, we will continue to be friends. We will continue to be engaged with the United States. And I'm sure we will continue to have greater economic relationships, defense relationships, greater interest in a safe, fair and secure Indo-Pacific. In some sense, it's a very multi-dimensional relationship where we contribute to each other's economies in different dimensions and will continue to do so.
It's comforting to hear these words from you. And we also picked up that you said somewhere that things could happen as soon as November. Is that a correct?
Well, if you recall, when Prime Minister Modi and Honorable President Donald Trump met in February, they had tasked the two teams to conclude the first tranche of a bilateral trade agreement by fall of 25, which is about November 2025. And I'm sure we will continue to be engaged to try and find solutions to reach that outcome. If at all it's give and take a few days, a few weeks, a few months, in a nation's history, such small periods will not define long-term objectives and goals.
I think what surprised and even shocked some people was the erratic and incendiary language that was used by, some of the officials of the Trump administration, calling it Modi's war or, a laundromat of Kremlin. I mean, how do you react to this? I mean, are conciliatory noises coming from the other side now?
I think there could be either some misunderstandings or some personal opinions that may be reflected in that. I do not think that deters the US and India from contents that may be made by a few people.
China in the beginning had retaliated with retaliatory tariffs. Would India do anything like that?
Well, India is a patient country, and I believe we should give it every effort to come to a better, deeper understanding within the framework of international trading laws. And therefore, I think we have always believed in dialogue, in diplomacy, and an effort to strengthen rather than weaken relationships.
So President Trump has recently said that, India has offered to cut tariffs to zero and time is running out. What do you say to that? Do you agree with...
Well, I never negotiate such agreements and free trade deals with the media. We negotiate behind closed doors. And once the negotiations are complete, we'll certainly come back to you.
Okay. So what are the red lines? Which are the no-go areas for you? Things that we will not compromise on.
I think any issue that can hurt national interests, that can hurt the interests of our farmers, our fishermen, our MSME industry, issues which are sensitive with religious sensitivity, those would be broadly the issues where India would need a more understanding when we finalize the framework of our agreement. And we will never compromise on the interests of our farmers, our fishermen, our MSMEs, or our religious sensitivities.
Okay, thank you. A US court has recently ruled that President Trump has no authority to impose tariffs, including on India. How would that impact our talks going forward?
Those are internal processes, legal processes in the US, and will be sorted out by the US government. We have no role to play in that. But ours is an effort to reach a far more sustaining and long-term, fair, equitable and mutually beneficial agreement.